How about you pick two with some broccoli cheddar? On second thought, I recommend the mac and cheese. It's better. I know the trials and tribulations all will lead to better days. Drop your wallet, you can pay me in praise. That's right, it's Trials and Tribulations, the third and final game of the original Phoenix Wright trilogy. Ace Attorney. Turn that volume down. Alright, last we left off, it was the Justice for All. We got some doomed Yuri, doomed Yowie. Let's hope this one will have some more optimistic romance, because the Ace Attorney games are, at their heart, a love story. It's a romance, a rom-com. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Puff, puff, puff. Puff, 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 puff. How did I get into this mess? It's much like the first game. Why did I do that? Did I do that? That's not funny. Man is dead. It's Phoenix. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Phoenix! It wasn't me! I didn't do it! That sweater he's wearing, it's a P for Phoenix, but ooh, 5 years earlier. My face second trial? Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Now, this is when 5 years ago, Mia was the rookie lawyer. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
Seriously, just for being nervous? What is this? Name? Pronouns? What is this, Soviet Russia? What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that. You see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
And there's a Japanese version. It says Ryu, because his name there's Ryuichi. Naruhodo Ryuichi. Naruhodo Ryuichi.
Good morning there, everybody.
Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia.
I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem.
Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright?
Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for.
That's what the mask is.
My doc says this way. I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says.
Wear a mask if you feel sick, because coronavirus never went away. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you.
Please let go of my shirt.
That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Alright, everybody, let's do this one last time. My name is Mia Fey. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, but that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another court. Ah, she lost. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. I couldn't save my best friend, Peter Parker, so now I save everyone else. For my client, and for myself. There was like this, artist, she shared her spider sona on TikTok, and it was pretty cool, but because she was, but like, everyone was just making jokes about her weight, insensitive jokes about her weight. Oh, fat people can't be Spider-Man. Like, did you not forget the first Spider-Verse movie? Ah, you're big. Pretty sure you just called me fat. Yeah, Peter Parker was fat. No one cared about that.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
And the prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Ah, God, it's this fucker.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Isn't that him standing right next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. I'll be over soon.
Fuck you. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Man's life is on the line.
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
So was an Ivy League?
The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow.
It's always the birds. Is that Matt?
He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
That's Matt on guard, isn't it?
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed.
Oh boy.
Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
What?
You're a... Shut up, you dweeb. You're a polynigmion.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, just wait until you take advanced, math. You'll be so offended.
He called me a polynigmion. That asshole.
Ah, perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? The case? Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up.
Huh?
Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record.
Don't talk about your hemorrhoids, dude.
But you knew that already, didn't you?
I feel like I'm giving this guy a different voice each time. He barely showed. He wasn't in the second game. He never showed up at the second game.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. The first and last time I wore it was a year ago. Jesus, you thought Phoenix had it rough? And you thought Phoenix had it rough? Oh, shit. Electric shock. Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there is some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it.
You're the prosecutor! Stop making me do your job, you fuck. Everybody hates this guy. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Rookie killer.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need, and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady.
The evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all. Now then,
Let's see what you got.
This guy. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was, this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, isn't it?
Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Yeah, she's the killer.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, I'd like the prosecution would actually call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
I really hope I didn't leave too many awkward pauses like that. First, like, 50 minutes of this. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what did you do before you were arrested?
Oh, achoo! I was a university student. You remind me of Mike Meekins. I really hope Emma Skye is in this game. I mean, I know she'll be in the, Apollo Justice trilogy.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow students as well,
but I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you! I'm telling you I was...
Achoo! Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor.
I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands.
Ugh, you're being naive, you know, too naive.
Yeah, the prosecution are like cops. They're gonna take everything Phoenix says, turn it against him. They'll find a way to turn it against him. This is why you always have to shut the fuck up when you're being interrogated. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be, this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Well, since he's my client, maybe you should be the one to cross-examine him. Why do I have to do your job, Winston? That is bullshit. The purpose is to determine if the witness contains any contradictions. Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
I swear to God, this would be like a great time to introduce a new mechanic. Like, why not make it so you can, agree? Like, present evidence to reinforce the witness's claims. You know, like in Danganronpa. I agree with that. Consent. But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he's your client, in all courts, lies must be struck down.
As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Was he saying that testimony just now? That there was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sorta. This place where something happened anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Achoo! 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 Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence, huh?
But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. You say you found the body? So who called the police? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
What? Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo! 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 Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So, you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo! Achoo!
Now see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day.
Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly.
Who is this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet.
But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. He's British? That's right. You stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... that doesn't sound right. You hardly knew him. Why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Oh, well, Mr. Wright? Oh, no, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
See? This is what I mean. This is why you shut the fuck up. Yes.
Well, Your Honor, I was just trying to have fun. Be whimsical.
On the back of his shirt, was he? Not in this. Not in this. Well, he's wearing a jacket, so... Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union jacket, I mean.
Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it.
He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss?
This shouldn't be something that she's doing during the court. Like, why wasn't this taking place before the trial? Kangaroo court. Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who is this person, anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Well, de facto flag.
Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and the Stripes, right?
Yes. The rising sun. The flag of our great nation, the United States of America. Los Angeles.
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Yeah, there was a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I can handle it myself. I played the other 2 games. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. Ugh, you mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony.
I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All he did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt.
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Bay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back.
Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing! Like Scoob! Aw, jeez! That man! You made me use 10% of my power! Like Scoob! It's me! I'm the Ghostface Killer! I'm the man behind the slaughter! I'm the purple guy! Zoinks!
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. I can't defend you unless you're being completely...
Oh, please forgive me!
Mia, you've made our client cry.
Adam, that P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. What do you mean it doesn't stand for? Of course it stands. What else would it stand for? Piss boy? Piss fucker. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination.
Oh, that's why Mia lost her previous trial. She didn't trust her client.
Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How do you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. Yeah, it's not a prescription drug. It could belong to anyone.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What? Ah, shit. I wanted to screen cap that for the thumbnail.
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. Why? His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Damn it.
Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Oh, boy.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased function when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
That means it ceased functioning in let's see, obviously that's upside down because you hold a wristwatch with your thumb facing down. So that means the time would have been about after 12, a few minutes after 3 o'clock. Ah. This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Achoo! Well, no wonder the judge hates Phoenix. Left a terrible first impression. I am sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
What? He's the one who doesn't trust my cross-examination. Why is it? Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. This is horseshit. The truth is, I went because he called me. Have you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is?
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. College sweethearts. What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist? I see.
Ivy, Dahlia, Hawthorne, plants. I gotta admit, he was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
How fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? Timing of the meeting. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab, whipping up something.
Well, looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. We called for a bit, and then around third we split up. But the... Damn it! Does this have evidence to establish that... Fuck you. I guess I gotta jump the gun. So, what was it you were talking about? You know. Maybe we should hang out again sometime? Hang out again sometime? Wish that were true. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I am so... I can't do this voice. I'm trying to... Oh, boy. You say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Ugh. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I can't defend you! Like this. It's really hard to defend you. I thought maybe we could make up. Achoo! Achoo! Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess you shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. Also, I shit my pants. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets were magically delicious. Youch. Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Well, Mia? God, Mia was thinking, God, I wish that were me and Lana. But she never... She was only ever intellectually attracted to me, not physically. Like the way I was attracted to her. Well, Mia? I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions. The boy isn't exactly what I'd call a natural-born liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense. I know, but what can I do? Well, I'm certain he must still be hiding something. Information. Right now, it's information we need more than anything else. The truth is, I went because he called me. I already asked about the... I'll ask about the pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. Don't know all that much. You said something. You said the department uses strange machines that run high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Why do they do that? Why do cables, like telephone cables and whatever, why are they hung across from poles? Isn't that, like, dangerous? Why aren't they all just underground? The cable should all be underground. Why? That would be safer, right? Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle, either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright.
Your name is Frank?
Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. I'm 20.
However, There is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor?
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish the murder weapon. Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Fay?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I totally forgot. Oh boy, now I see why Phoenix is just... Now I know why Phoenix is just terrible at this job.
No then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got.
Oh, I keep forgetting. That's not... Can you strike that from the record? Record? Someone's supposed to be writing this down. Look, the hanging telephone wires. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? It was the umbrella, but there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Fay, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's this wire, right here. Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we heard. The machines in the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use a cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant.
Achoo!
Ah, damn it.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know me.
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Oh no. Oh, finally.
Order! 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 That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Stick a fork in us. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. Jesus. No faith. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. Awkward pause.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
Oh, finally.
Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand on his verdict. But
I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay. It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute! Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further...
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Oh, no. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Boom! Falcon Punch! That's his forward smash in Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid that I told the truth. Everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
But please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I told the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Ha! Going over that already. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Pounce. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
Okay, but that would be unintentional murder. Goddamn fly!
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true, even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. That is not how you spell doofus.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. Don't never give up. Trust your instincts. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So, what kind of thing did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl. Foreshadowing.
Is that all?
Yup. Yep. Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard himself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove into the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right! There was nothing like that at all!
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let the guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Loud noise? And what would you say that noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
That electrocution doesn't sound like a snap, dickhead.
Clearly, you don't own an air fryer.
Ugh, you're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Let me save. I already have one penalty. Can't afford any more. Wait a minute. It's still there! Fuck her! Motherfucker! I'm never getting rid of that. That loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put this? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us! When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. See? Phoenix Wright didn't do anything wrong except for push a guy and break an umbrella. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Sure. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Heh, how perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
I will send you to Jesus.
Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Ah! But the umbrella, he wasn't on top of the umbrella, which means... Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that... I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order! 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 The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, that umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. On top! There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But...
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
Wow, that was easy.
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yeah. Well done, Mia.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Is that an actual word?
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dolly Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
Well, then why wasn't she in the crime photo?
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
You talking to me or to Phoenix? Ooh, confident. Hairfoot. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean?
Mia, what do you mean by that?
I think this is a good point for us to stop it. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Miss May, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start relaxing, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts. But, the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? Well, what do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this! Wow. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Ah. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Damn, what happened to Phoenix? He used to be so happy, so optimistic. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What's a strange girl asking you for a present back like that? Yeah, that's not right. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th. This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse? Murder? What were you reading there? DL6 incident. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? The DL6 incident. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Oh, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Oh, boy. To be continued. No, this is the first episode, bro. We're barreling through it. We're barreling through the first episode. Come on, baby. Let's... Damn, sister. Just two lawyers.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Wow. So majestic. What's with the stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, I can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
It was nothing.
Fucking white nice. Milady, couldn't help but notice you, if we may move on now. What is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. My milkshake brings all the bees to the yard. They're like, Barbara bees.
Sir, is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
Prequel game where you play as Mia would be so cool.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
All women are queens. If she breathes, she's a thought. That's probably how the conversation went.
And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
But you never actually saw him get...
I don't know what you say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Alright, this is your...
Young lady. As old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn.
Winston, look at yourself. No woman or man will ever want... No woman or man wants that. You got no bitches.
Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never...
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Unlike my unworthy adversary.
You haven't changed a bit.
Mia Fey. She knows the... Oh, they're ex-girlfriends!
What's this? So, you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madame Fey.
Madam? I know it's Grandma yet, girlie. And you never will be. That's me. I've been planning to go back to Feeny's place. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. Yeah. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Heliport. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind a building. So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So, what were Dougie, I mean, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. Everybody look. You might mess with my... Everybody look. Maya Faye is my cousin. Everybody look. Pearl Faye is my cousin. Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. How can you be so mean? White woman tears. I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. Give it a few minutes.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Don't drag the witness down to your level. We're so angry, we swapped voices.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Show the contradiction. Feeble eyes are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never...
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness.
Fuck you.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no support in... But please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne, what the fuck was that? The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. My client is only guilty of pushing a guy and breaking his umbrella. He is not guilty of murder. He's guilty of being based and red-pilled. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for my client. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Again, it still feels like I'm doing the prosecution's job. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. You didn't hear the snap? So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
You didn't hear anything. The Phoenix heard a snap. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, then why didn't he hear this noise as well?
Oh, starting to crack.
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ah! May I have a moment to answer?
An open umbrella indoors is bad luck. Maybe that's, like, intentional. She's bad luck. She's insidious. Who's been messing up everything. It was Von Karma all along. I know the reason why you didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Her ass is not listening.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? Yeah.
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. Thor? Oh, God of Thunder. I thought that was a band. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Very, very frightening. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. I like the sound of thunder. I was lightning before the thunder, 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 thunder. Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. That there was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Just a quick aside, I don't see how Dahlia's testimony just now proves that Phoenix Wright did it. I don't know what Winston Payne was expecting when he called her out. Lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Ugh.
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't...
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay.
How... Everyone has a low opinion of you. Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
Fuck!
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? What is this evidence?
Don't say fingerprints, don't say fingerprints, don't say fingerprints.
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments on their labs that day. Allow me to read out the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the lab lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
I would like to cross-examine that affidavit. Put it on the witness stand. I promise you that within the hour, I will have it sweating bullets. It's gonna have a breakdown. It's gonna tear itself apart, literally.
Oh,
was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipments run on high voltage, Your Honor.
Is that actually, like, a term for, like, high voltage? Like, how much is high voltage, huh? How much voltage is high voltage? So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly.
Actually, that's not the time of death.
In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables have become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the case of the severed cable?
Your Honor. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
What was it, or who was it? Due to some impact at 2:55 p.m. Covered in Wright's fingerprints. Found broken near an electrical pole. It's the umbrella. This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor.
Son of a bitch. Oh. Okay. It was her. It was her. Son of a bitch. What caused the cable to break? What caused the cable to break? It was Doug. God damn it. What caused the cable to break? Phoenix. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
You're indicting your own client, Mia! He said that he heard, after he pushed the victim, he heard a large, loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that
the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion, and it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
No, I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted.
But it couldn't have been by Wright, because the Wright left. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground there. Unless he was moved. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
The lamentations of man me. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said some things are a little different than I remember.
What?
What?
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Just go ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I
I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Boy. We got more. Pushed him twice. Miss Hawthorne, previously in her testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Ducky.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court.
I was a bad girl. I know, Mr. Judge.
Yes?
Would you please forgive little me? It's little old you. You just saw the sack go where the little old me. Have to catch it, little old me. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Gingers have no soul. Haha, I got an achievement. Beware, Your Honor. The first time was into the electrical pole. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him.
So, let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold?
Miss Fay, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Oh, she was encouraging them. Carol! Bite each other's dicks off! Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give their fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
Buffini caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
No, there weren't.
Madam Fay, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. I have proof on the contrary, you fuckers. Fun of a bub. Come on, I have proof that I have evidence that contradicts that statement. See the clock? That is not within a minute of 3. Yes. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah!
That is 10 minutes after. Would you care to explain to court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Order! Order in the court!
This is nonsense. The real murderer.
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
Oh boy, here it comes.
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer?
Oh boy. I know who it is, but just to be safe. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready.
Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It was you! It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne!
Ah! How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws. Yes, I am, but that's besides the point. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are...
Oh my God! His first hold it. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
Usher! You? What is it?
Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
What the... Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Usher! Leave my Dolly alone! Usher! That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Hey, Chief. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. Heh, Nick. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Ah, cool. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Can I read it? Can I read it? Yes, I can. Okay, location, District Courthouse, cafeteria. Ah, cafeteria. Date time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Interesting name. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found on the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Dahlia. That's probably like a poison plant. The Dahlia. Huh, so she poisoned him. While interviewing the suspect regarding another case. So she did she poisoned a lawyer while being interrogated for another crime. Damn.
You'd better take
a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh my God.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, that is, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, but please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. Ludicrous, Speed! This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. Alright. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. I don't know about that, Slim Jim. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of his building. I thought that gag where you poisoned my boyfriend was pretty hilarious. I got you now, you fucking moron bitch. An incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What can that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright.
That was Phoenix. We were so lovey-wovey, I think it makes everyone sick. It's just jealousy.
Do that again, and you will be out in contempt of course.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama. I can see why he's friends with Larry. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. 8 months ago, destined to meet in this courthouse's basement room. The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. Keep pressing. But let me say first. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer was simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
No you didn't. No you didn't. You were in the courthouse because of this. Yes. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the coolest thorn.
Miss Faye, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness on an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Shut up, you insult fuck.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead, m'lady.
It's true that about 8 months ago, this guy's a bigger creep than fucking Salmonella. The police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the 2 crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia.
Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart. And my ass.
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto-Bismol. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. It was in the bottle, Nicholas. That's why she gave it to Phoenix. That's why she wanted it back. That's why...
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Ah! What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. That is not a good voice, but I don't give a fuck. Grossberg is younger at this point in time, so... Days of my youth. Special kind of poison. There is no... I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. In the bottle. Son of a bitch! Ah, fuck my life. Pressure on the poison first. Hold it. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see.
1 fluid ounce of mercury and 1 fluid ounce of water. Which one weighs more? Which one's of which? 1 fluid ounce! If you have a fluid ounce of mercury, it would be like this much. No, 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 no!
My bottle of eye drops says it's
1/2 of a fluid ounce.
half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that, 2 teaspoons is... So wait, so 2/3, fuck it. I need that fucking alchemy chart that, like, shows the connection of different units of measurement. I'm not gonna put it in the video because I don't have a berry editor. The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh? Where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. I said they used something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
A better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. I don't belong here. Me neither. I'm innocent. I belong here. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show you how you could have gotten the poison? Oh, come on. What am I... If I was able to prove, hey, you can't prove that my client had access to poison, you know what happened? They would have suspended the fucking trial. I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So, in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now just how did a literature student get a hold of poison of all things? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Pharmacology?
I know where you could get the poison. From your old boyfriend. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never obtain such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! Order! Order!
Could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
You killed my husbando.
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 tablespoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
Oh, I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Oh, well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying it was the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She's got me good with that. I have the proof! I have the proof!
Provide me source of evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse this young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
It's here, Your Honor. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Sure, you'd be like, no! Ah!
Order in the court!
Oh, his first objection. On behalf of Dolly, I object!
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? My heart. I loved her. Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Yeah, we know that, dude.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. She finds my simple... Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... because of that necklace. But it could also be to keep you quiet. So just for Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. Yeah, you're lying! But you never gave it back to her, because you thought it was... And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you! No! That's a lie! I shit my pants again! Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant! He's getting away! Bailiff, hurry after him! Skibbity-bop and bop-bop. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy. He went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff got him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace! Miss Hawthorne's present! It's gone! What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Seems like the defendant has gotten out of control and started dismembering his own lawyer, thumb by thumb. He's right! We, the jury, will find beyond all reasonable doubt. Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. I'm gonna have to take a shit after making this video. TMI. What in blood is always supposed to do? Oh. Did I lose? Did I fucking lose?
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I threw it on the ground. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it, what the fuck? You what? You what?
You ate it?
I was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it in little bits first, but yeah. Isn't it made of glass? And then I What? And then I shit my pants.
What is he doing now?
Poop in my pants. Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? Do you need to go potty? That body swallow may have had some poison left in it. Not enough to sedate him.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly the bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
Well, there would have been trace amounts. That trace amounts wouldn't be enough to kill you. Jesus, God, fuck you. We could, like, check his doo-doo for trace amounts of poison. How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive.
If you fucking...
As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
Don't gaslight me, Pink.
Gaslighting is not real. You made that up because you're crazy.
So it would seem.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. Yeah, those are two very reasonable arguments.
It's alright, Ricky. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's hard woman to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright.
Ugh.
But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
Okay. Bang, bang, bang.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
Just gonna... That's enough.
Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why? This may be
impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Gah!
Even after I prove so much, is she gonna get away with everything?
Well, now that suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Oh. Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like we really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to that lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? You put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, and there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye!
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. Better save. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who is Miss Hawthorne planning to kill?
she was planning to kill Phoenix. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, the mini omelets. Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. Is that why he's sick?
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time, but there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she's tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Oh. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. And the truth comes out. Heh, come. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne! We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Yeah, Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Jones? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish it up already. What do you just... Don't you ever fucking call me that, I swear to God, I'll kill you! Not if I kill you first! I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? Yeah, you're gonna lose your fucking badge.
You would be forced to take off your attorney's badge
forever! Okay. Foreshadowing. No! You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray? What did you just call me?
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
Oh, okay. Gotta think. What would place her at the scene of the crime? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly... I'm just calculating in my mind how she could have possibly done it. I think she's the one who caused the power outage and broke the telephone wire. Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
I think just one?
If you are unable to establish your guilt, I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
Oh boy. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before he gets the chance to soar. He was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well, then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence.
Show this court... Wait, in there? In the medicine! Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our Ricky defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
It's like that one part in The Sixth Sense. If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. I could have... Why didn't she just poison his lunch? She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Duck Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
He was saving Wright. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the meeting room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well.
After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Whew. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar.
Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
You're like April May, but 10 times more evil.
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? Just have it tested. If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. Come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Rattle, rattle, rattle.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
Oh!
Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey?
That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it.
What?
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Bow.
Bailiff, teleport her to jail.
Whew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
Yeah, she fucking confessed.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said.
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
Oh! So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
Yeah! My hair! It's flying off! My beautiful hair! No!
Bald. Oh my god. You truthed him so hard he became bald.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fay,
Yes, Your Honor.
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Yeah, we were ex-girlfriends. I was intellectually attracted to her. Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
You know, who the fuck had sex with you to get you a daughter? That is. I feel sorry for your wife.
It appears Miss Payne has lost his spirit, along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true, my dear Dolly.
That's you!
My butt hurts.
Very well, then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright. This court is adjourned.
Mia, you were wonderful in that.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
Well, that's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The doll that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the doll I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Evil twin sister. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
So, you can still grow. What kind of company does this guy keep?
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss May, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
Ha ha ha, foreshadowing. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day.
Oh, who's this handsome man?
We're gonna save, but also, because I really don't like how I had to, wait through the entire cutscene before I could leave, we're actually gonna see that opening cutscene as a next time on Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations.
Detective, we made it. Phew. What a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Is this a TV show or like a... Hey, it's Gumshoe! Haha, you said it, pal. Must have been a rock-solid security that scared him off. You know, and I'll save the voice acting for the next episode. Next video.